Dr. Lamar Gorey wanted me to ask you about the State Literacy Initiative. Where are we on that, and what's the goal?
Whenever we're looking at working through the pandemic, we also have to think about how do we be better post-pandemic? And, some things that we have to do are futuristic, and some things are just back to the basics. And we need to make sure our kids can read. And right now across the state, we know that when students exit third grade, only about 46% are mastering that content, so not even half. So we have work to do. And we have tried over the course of the year to call attention to this and build out a plan for how to address that. And so, Caddo, Bossier, schools in this part of the world have really taken to that and are doing their best to be part of that movement. And so we expect that we'll see literacy results improve in our state.
When you look at that educational mountain to climb, when you look at those numbers, we say all the time, it's a cliche, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? When you're looking at the numbers that you just quoted, what's the first bite of the elephant? How do you even start to tackle that?
Well, literacy in and of itself, there are a number of things. We have to look at training for pre-service teachers coming into the field. Are they ready? We have to make sure that we're giving teachers the professional development that they need and deserve on how to do reading. We have to make sure that we know where our kids are and respond. And even simple things like, having books in kids' hands, whether that's a traditional book or an e-book, and then engaging those families. And so we are working hard around this right now, and legislators as well are working hard around this. Our state board is working hard around this, and we just think it's an area where we will improve.
Engaging families. There's another elephant. I would imagine there's a plan for that.
Well, for one, I think you have to think about the word family in a new way. It may not just be mom or dad. It may be aunt or grandmother, or it may be the community that takes some of that role. And so we just have to engage people outside of the school building to help support the work in the building. We have kids about 40 hours a week in our public schools. They're in the community 128 hours a week. And if that 128 overwhelms that 40, it minimizes the work during that 40. And so that's why you have to have that partnership.
Too many kids turn to violence to solve their problems. What kind of role can schools play to help on that front?
Well, it's across the board. I think it starts very, very early with early childhood education. I think that's the most important thing that we have to work with educationally. Right now when we talk about kindergarten, only 40% of kids in our state come to kindergarten on day one ready to be successful. 40%. And so we have to invest in quality care for kids very early on. When you're talking about adolescents, mentoring is really important, and trying to figure out a way to partner with organizations and groups that can offer that level of support to kids. And the community has to step up and say, we want to be part of this. We want to make sure kids have mentors, and they've got to work together.